Hi. Hello, welcome to Cricket Chat YouTube channel. And today we are joined by two former national team players, Joseph Angara, all the way from Botswana, and we've got Peter Ongondo, our local cricket coach, analyst, everything, name it. Peter is available as far as giving information with regards to cricket is concerned. And also we've got Beryl Oyugi, who is our regular panelist on cricket chat. So today, what we're just going to discuss or talk about is the performance of the men's national team that is currently in Uganda. The team went to Uganda last week for a series of 3 one-day matches with the host, and then after that they'll be playing Nigeria and the host in a T20 tri-series. The series began on Saturday, and they played at all the matches were played at Chambogo, and on Saturday they beat the host by 78 runs. Sunday, Uganda recovered and beat Kenya by nine wickets, and today they registered another win, this time being a 3-wicket win. So to begin with, I'll just go straight to Joseph Angara. Josie, I'm sure you are following the matches, and from what you saw, where do you gauge our team? Were you surprised with the performance, or do you think the team could have done better?
Thanks for welcoming me in the show, Dan. Actually, we can look at many things on this series that's going on. We must also understand that people have been on lockdown. People have not been playing competitive matches. So, and also one thing that when top players are not available for the tournament, then you expect such kind of results. When you miss Rakeb, when you miss Collins, when you miss Diren, when you miss Chin, those are your players who fit in your 11. So when you don't have them, you expect such results. And having said that, also, Uganda is not a team to be underrated anymore.
Peter, and we understand that when the team was named, you had reservations about how the team will perform. And I remember when Kenya won the first match, you said that you are taking back your comments. Then 2 days later, 3 days later, we were down 2-1 down to Uganda. Is it a performance that you expected? And if it's a performance that you expected, what will you say that let us down?
If you check that interview, I said our performance will depend on how Alex Obanda wakes up. I think I said that, and the first game he woke up, and the second game they thought we went there for a joke, and just came up with a team that I think when you select a national team, you should know that you are not going to a tour with an academy side. So I don't see any need of them changing the squad like that. Not disrespect to the players who are chosen because they are playing for Kenya and they've been chosen to play for Kenya. But you cannot change like 4 of your best performance. We cannot have a tour that looks like an academy side or an academy tour or a build-up games. So I think they spoiled the momentum because they started very well. They could have just continued with the same guys. That there was no harm with those guys playing 3 games in a row. There was nothing that was going to stop them playing 3 games in a row. So they just spoiled the momentum for themselves and just changed the team. And again now before they came back, now they are trying to build the momentum again. And you see today, Alex was trying to build up, but when he went, there was nothing else to watch.
So, Beryl, what has the tour brought out as far as our future is concerned? Because we managed to get a number of new players, and even if they are older players that had been in the team, they are not as regular as the likes of Nelson, Irfan, Shem. there are players that probably were using that tour for them to go and gauge themselves and they feel like, are we ready for this event? Do you think that it was too early for Kenya to give those players the chance that they got in the second game?
First of all, that second match was very surprising to me. You can't have players performing one match and then the next match you remove all of them. Even if you want to have debutants, you should build them around something. If you remove Karim from the top, you remove Alex from the top, whom are you left with? We only have Rushab, who opens every Sunday. Good Deep is trying to open at the top. I don't understand why, because it doesn't even open for Sir Ali every Sunday. So if the players are playing in a certain way on Sunday and you pick them from what they've been doing on Sunday, why are you taking them to a match after only seeing them for 2-3 days and then giving them different roles to play? I know Good Deep scored a 70 in one of the trial matches, but I don't think that was enough to put him ahead of someone who does that job every Sunday, and you saw that they did well. And like I said, when you were asking who's in the middle order, I remember I said Irfan is my top and my middle, because he's faced the most number of balls in the league. And that's what momentum is about. They did well in the first match. You remove them and bring someone who's been on the bench. Probably they weren't even ready to play. They didn't even know that they are going to play. And that's exactly how they turned out. If you looked at how Steve got out, how Brian got out, those were not players who are ready to play that match. And what this has brought out is that if today Rakep retires, Dhiren retires, Sachin retires, Pushpak retires, it's going to take us another 10 years to build someone who's going to slot in. Because like we saw today, if the top doesn't perform, we are done. The middle guys were just trying to chip in, looking around, but they didn't find anything. So as much as we want to bring in the next crop of players, it's too early to push them in just like that. I believe even if you want to test them out, you have 3 matches. You won the first one, win the second one. It's a series. It's a very serious series. Win the second one, then in the third one, you can try these guys out. Otherwise, what are we doing? We didn't go to train in Uganda. We went to play. We have the T20 coming up in November. In December, we are going to Hong Kong to continue with the World Cricket League Championship, where we have only 3 points. And we are joking with the only platform where we can test ourselves against an opponent that we are going to play with on an international platform.
Peter, is this the performance that the team displayed on the second match? Considering now that we had won the first match, second match, as Beryl said, we wanted the momentum. The performance of that team, what has it brought to as far as Kenyan cricket is concerned? Are we ready for the next generation, or we think we don't have those players that can get to raise our flag?
And you see, cricket players are not plucked from trees. You cannot just bring somebody and say it's our next generation. You have to build them. If you have very good players, and you have seen very, very good players like Brian, you don't throw a 15-year-old into the deep end. You build them. So we need academies. We need the A team, because the players are not bad. They just need to be tuned in. But if you just pick somebody from the league, then just throw him in the deep end for one game, and then again, if they don't perform, maybe then you come back and drop them. You're not building the boys' career. You're just killing it. So I think we should try and build the careers of the upcoming players instead of using them for one game, which won't help them. If they perform, good. If they don't perform, then what do we do next? Because that's what we did to, I think, Kundi. We took Kundi to Dubai, and now where is he? I don't think we should do shortcuts, yeah.
I think the same also happened to Dan Kanalan. after performing in under 19, he was given a chance, he failed, then he disappeared.
Don't even go far. Don't go far. Sunny opened the first 2 matches and the third one he was dropped. Why? Why are we dropping a batsman when can you even afford to have a batsman short in Uganda right now? So 2 matches he doesn't perform, then he's dropped from the third one. For who?
For a youngster.
Which one? Which one performed at the top today?
Anyway, Josie.
Yeah.
What could have triggered those changes that made Kenya lose the second match? Considering we had actually won comfortably the first match, what changes could have triggered a coach or the technical bench to bring those kind of changes?
Well, Dan, I actually sit in the same seat with David Obuya. I can feel the situation that he's in at the moment. You've taken those players, you've got to give them a chance. You don't know when is Rakeb coming back, is Collins coming back, is the rain coming back with the kind of situation. Kenya have been professionalized. Now, do the players have the contracts? It brings a lot of things. So whatever David is trying to do is trying to give the players opportunity. Yes, we say, if you look at the squad that is there at the moment, who are the genuine batters? You have Irfan, you have Alex, you have Rushab, and you have
Gurdeep.
Yeah. I'm happy that still, Nelson, Bundi as bowling all-rounders, they've done well. So sometimes you have to look at the positive side of things on how the game is going.
But to look at the seniors that were given a chance, they took the chance. If you look at somebody like Alex, 2 matches, 99 runs. Rushab did well, 3 matches, 94 runs. Nelson, 2, 78. Irfan, 2, 72. Fundi, surprise, 3 matches, 64 runs.
Dan, when was the last time Kenya played this kind of competitive matches?
2 years ago.
Exactly.
16 months.
Exactly. So we must expect some rustiness in all the batters and bowlers.
What I'm saying is this, the senior players, the one that I've named, Alex, Rushab, Nelson, Irfan, they've done well. And we think if they have been given them to play the third match, they could have done even better. But my question is this: are we comfortable with the same players? It means that the ones that were given a chance didn't take that opportunity. And are we having any other player that's going to come and take their role?
But do we even have a choice? Do we have a choice, really?
Of
course. Peter, do you have a choice?
A coach can only use the players that he has at his disposal.
But if you watch series all over the world, you field your best 11. If you have to replace someone in the middle of the series, especially if you haven't yet won the series, it's because someone is injured or someone has been made available for one reason or another. Why are you replacing your players in the middle of a series that you haven't won yet, when you have all your players in hand?
I think, Beryl, just look at the long term. How many T20s are they going to play? These were like practice going into the T20 series, which is actually more important, which Kenya is planning for. So these players have to be tested. Every player, it is good that every player had to get a game in the 50-over game before we go to the T20.
But are you testing them for the 50 overs? Because some of those players who played in the 50 overs are not even going to play in the T20s. Are you trying to say that we didn't have to win this Derby series? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that. No,
yes,
I'm not saying that.
So if you wanted to win the Derby series, you play with your best team. They've surprised you, done very well in the first match. Play with them the second one. If you want to test in the third one. So now we've lost a Derby series to Uganda, surely. Doesn't that make you annoyed a little bit?
Let's not just look at the results. Let's not just look at the results.
That's why I'm asking, is it about testing out the players or winning a match? and getting good practice from the best players available.
Giving the players opportunity, giving opportunity.
Josie, we are going to Hong Kong in December. There is no other match in between here where you're going to say that you're going to test out your best players. You have 3 points. If you are the top with Uganda having 10 points, it would have been okay. We have 3 points. Why are you not playing your best players whom you're going to test out just a few months down the line? Why? Unless you don't want to win, unless you just wanted to try out people, which you had the opportunity to do in the provisional camp.
Peter, when the invite came up, it came similar way that the ladies invite to Rwanda came. Do you think that the technical bench, the selectors, told the team, or the selectors, or those that organized the event, told the technical bench and the players the importance of this event, or they just went out there and to participate because they have received an invite?
I think what Josie is saying is just trying to sugarcoat things, because I believe also Uganda are preparing for the T20. Why didn't they change the side? Why didn't they change their top 4 who performed in the first match? Because they're also preparing for the T20s. The thing is, we have got 18 players in that tour, and the T20s are very close. We don't have time to check and chop. We can decide on our 14 now and use them. We can decide on our 11 today and use them, and even use them in the 3 games. We don't need to check anybody. There's no surprise. There's nobody who will come from outside surprisingly and come and join our T20. You can't play cricket. You can't wake up and be a sensation within 2 days.
Peter,
so
this
we
is a
already
long
know.
series. This is a long series. Let's also have that in mind.
So when is the T20? It's just the next month.
Yeah.
Josie, it's a long series, yes. But like I said, there are guys who are not going to play that T20.
Yeah, for sure.
David Obuya is not going to touch them in the T20. Why were they playing the 50-over series? What were they preparing for if they're not going to play the 20-over series? That is what I'm not understanding. We didn't go to Uganda to train or to participate. We went to play, to win, or to lose. But then you look at it and say, yes, I lost because of this and that. I can fix this. I cannot fix that. Enough for now.
Thank you.
I think also the withdrawal of the senior players, I think, has put the coach in a different situation. And that's why I'm saying I can feel his situation and position.
But now
but
that
he
brings
left
me
there.
back to
He left here with those senior players. They didn't change on the flight to Kampala. They're the same ones. He knew they're the same one he's going to have.
But now that brings me back to that question. Did the senior players perform? Because as far as looking at these statistics, I think they performed to their limit. We didn't expect something extraordinary from them. That's why I find that Alex, as Peter said, as Peter expected, Alex performed and he stood out as the best batter. Irfan, Rushab, everybody, apart from, I personally just think they performed to their limit. We didn't expect something extraordinary from them.
True, very true.
Peter.
Well, it's not the first time that Uganda are beating us. Uganda has beaten us before, even with our stronger side than what we have.
It's not about losing. It's about losing at this point. What we did in the second match is exactly what you're saying, underrating them. You can't have 5 changes, Josie, with someone who has never even faced Charles Waiso and Jonathan Sebanja. And then you come and say what? No. 85 is not good enough.
Can Josie be practical? Can Josie be practical? And on their first match, when the ladies are playing, can they field their weakest team? And let's see if that's practical.
Yes, tell us.
Carry on, Beryl.
Yeah, but on a serious note, the technical bench should know that we are very close to the qualifier. It's more important than this tour. And also, if you need to build players, and if you need to check players, you have to build a different tour. You have to get a different tour, because when you are preparing for a qualifier, you don't have time to play around with your players. You don't have time to, because I'm sure, and I can bet on this. When the qualifier comes, Rakeb will be back. The Ren will be back. I don't know about Pushpak and Sachin. I don't like know if they'll be back, but I for sure I know the Ren and Rakeb will be back, and we need those two. Yeah.
Why do you think their situation would have changed? Why do you think their situation would have changed?
Because it's a ICC qualifier. It's ICC qualifier.
That's not the reason they are not playing, Peter. That's not the reason they are not playing.
The reason they are not
and if
playing,
the situation does not change, they are still not going to play.
I know the reason they didn't go for this tour, so they'll be coming back.
Okay, fine. They'll come back and then they'll still be dropped for a youngster because we are building a future team.
So, okay. Josie.
Yes.
The series is 2-1 down. We've lost it. Whatever happened, happened. So are there positives that should be taken into the next match, into the next series? Something that we picked, that the coaches should pick into the next match that maybe probably could, in the next series, that probably could help us as we head to the next event in the coming months?
Definitely. I still feel when Irfan, Rushab, and Alex comes into the party, they're still positive in going into the T20. We got senior bowlers like Nemaya, Bundi has done well, Nelson is there, he's done well with both with the ball and the bat. So there's a lot of positives going forward.
Who said you were surprised about Bundi? Why are you surprised about Bundi? He's been performing in the league. Is it you, Josie, or Peter?
I said I got surprised with how he performed with the bat, not the ball.
Why? Why?
He went as a bowler. Peter, any player looking at with these players, we've got Alex, Rushab, Nelson, Irfan, Bundi, Shem, Nemea, and those are six players, 7 players. Then probably, as you said, we might have Rakeb, Collins, and Diren coming back. Those are 10 players that we are sure that if all goes well are going to make in the team. From the team that is in Kampala at the moment, 4 players that we think can fill the 4 remaining slots.
The 4 players that can do what?
Can fill the remaining 4 slots, because we've got Alex, Rushab, Nelson, Irfan, Bundi, Shem, Nemea. Those are 7. And those 3 that we are sure that if all goes well, they might come back. That is Rakeb, Diren, and Collins. They might come back and make it 10. And we have to pick a squad of 14 to travel to wherever tournament we're going to go. From this tournament, from these 3 matches, any 4 players that we think could get into the team.
Into that, the four remaining players.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'll pick 2 from outside who are not in that squad. I'll for sure go for Gerard for that tour, and I'll pick. I'll bring in Sachin. So there'll be 2 to go. The remaining 2 I'll pick. There'll be bonus. So I'll pick Pushback, because it's performed very well and you need another batsman. So those are 3. Then 1 remaining. 1 I'll have to really think about the last one.
Beryl, You are four.
Yes.
You are four from the current team that is in Uganda. Peter has taken us back in Nairobi.
Yeah, because I don't see the reason why if you need batsman and somebody has scored a century in the league, you don't slot him in the year 14. And I don't see the reason why if we have somebody like Sachin, he can play T20 very well. And again, he's another all-rounder. And T20s, you need more all-rounders than bowlers. So I don't see the reason why we don't pick them because they're in Nairobi.
Who scored a league and has been left aside from the rain?
I'm saying Pushpak is opening the batting, and we need batters. So why should we leave him here?
But
Beryl,
he's in the 10 already.
He's not in the
Beryl,
10.
Okay. Oh, I'd pick Lucas if he's on form, if he's fit to play. Gurdeep, obviously. Sorry?
You don't drag us back to Lucas.
He said the four who are there. He said the four who are there.
Okay, pick your four.
And we haven't seen him. So I'd pick Lucas for the left-arm option if he's fit to play. Definitely Gurdeep, but give him a different role from whatever he's done in the first two matches. I'd pick Vraj. He looked really good today. I think he should be given another opportunity. Yes, Peter, I'd pick him. Who else? Zahid.
Zahid Abbas.
Yes.
And Josie, you, we are not picking a team, but for you, pace bowling. Again, Nemea performed, and Bundi, they performed well. Then you've got Peter Lagat and Eugene. Today, I think Lagat, the coach did well, and Eugene has been, he had a good first match. Are you from the match that we played? Are you satisfied with the current sim bowlers that we've got in the team at the moment?
Well done. I'll also be honest, I can't talk so much about that combination because I also have been away, and cricket in Kenya is there is much more competitiveness. And if you look at Ugandan players have been playing in Kenya in the NPCL league. They've gone back, they're performing. So youngsters need more opportunity, and the more opportunity they get in competitive level, the better they become. But at the moment, like if Kenya have not played competitive cricket for that long, you can only rely on your seniors who are there. As Peter said, Sachin has been good. Yes, I saw Gerald Mwendwa in the under-19 league. I don't know how much he's done. But when you have Lucas there, you have Bundi there, you have Nelson there, I think those good bowling all-rounders will do well.
Peter, are you satisfied with the sim bowling in the team with the 3 matches?
I think the issue I'm bringing about Gerald is we cannot have an upcoming pace bowler, then you bring him in when the seniors have retired. Because that's what the same thing we did with Elijah and Nehemiah. Because what happens is, and I know, and I can say, because when I was coming into the team, I had Josie, I had Martin, you have senior players to guide you before you take the mantle. But we are going to do the same thing with the upcoming the upcoming pace bowlers. We are going to let Nehemiah, Elijah retire, then you bring in new pace bowlers. That will not help them.
Is that happening
that's
now?
What I'm saying. So bring in these players now, and then they bowl with the Elijah's guidance, with the Nehemiah's guidance. Then they take over. So if you wait for Elijah to go and you wait for Nehemiah to go, then we start at 0 again. So then how are we helping our first department?
But I think Eugene has taken so long to get in the groove.
It's not played a lot of games. It's not played a lot of games, but as I said, and I always tell him, Eugene is just lazy. If Eugene stop being lazy, he'll take the new ball. No, it's a serious thing. It's not a joking matter. It's a serious thing. If he stops being lazy, he'll take over. He's a strong boy. He's got a very smooth run up. If he stops being lazy, he'll take the new ball. We have two pace bowlers that make you feel like crying. We have Lucas, who only plays to get selected. When he's selected, he doesn't give the same energy. We can see him that he bowls very quick at the league. When he plays for Kenya, he bowls within himself. We had players like those, I will not name them. We have players like those in our national team who just work enough to be selected. We don't need people who work enough to be selected. If you have seen them for a long time and you know that's what they do, bring fresh blood. Because the bowling department I've seen, in the near future, we'll have two dead ends bowling, opening the bowling. We need the fresh blood now, but we need them when the seniors are there.
But where will they play, PJ? Because right now we're already in a crunch situation with the Cricket World Cup Challenge League B. Our next series of matches is in December. Just how many months down the line? 3-4 months down the line. If you bring them now, where do they play first of all?
Where did Dominic Wesonga play?
Dominic Wesonga played because you dropped Kamande. That's what I'm saying. If you bring Gerald now, do you drop Nehemiah automatically? Where will you find Nehemiah to mentor Gerald if you've already
dropped? You don't drop Nehemiah. You don't drop Nehemiah. You see, like today, what happened with the coach? Coach played with Nehemiah.
Yes.
That's how they learn. So if you have, I'm sure you can't play with two pace bowlers in a team. And as it is now, Nelson is not bowling.
So we start different partnerships.
Even if you have a league.
Of course.
Yeah.
Up front.
Yes.
I think, Dan,
he doesn't open the bowling.
You might also just be blaming these boys, but I think also to build players, we need to have a proper structured league that we separate the boys from the men, put them there, test them there. When they come to the national team, they must be ready. But just to pick Gerald and bring to the national team, yes, he's there, he's bound to fail.
True.
Jose,
very true.
That's a discussion of another day.
Point taken.
True.
Okay, as we end up, what do you expect to see in the next series of the T20? Beryl, quick one.
I expect something different, but I won't be surprised if things go another way. I already know who's playing. And if things go well, T20 is anyone's game. Whoever wakes up that day, okay, will be the winner of the day. But I just hope that we are going to front our best players for each and every match, barring something surgical. But otherwise, I expect our best players to show up for all the T20s.
Peter, player to watch from Kenya in the T20.
I think on paper, we are stronger in T20 than Uganda. My player to watch will be Shem Ngoche, because if Shem plays his all-round performance in the T20 and he hits the ball the way he does, then it means that if it goes wrong, we still have a backup. But again, I'll repeat, Alex Obanda can win a T20 alone, because if he's going to score 100, he's going to score them in 30 balls. So you still have a chance to get to 200. So those two players are players to watch. But on paper, we have a strong all-rounder team than what Uganda has. They just have to play positive. They got into the shell today. There's no need of too many dot balls. Either get a single or just go for the boundary.
or go out?
Wow.
Josie.
I think it's going to be a good series, Dan. Uganda is not a team to be underrated, especially if you look at Nakarani, that Rashid Ali, that Shah,
Riazat.
Masaba, Yarasat, Ali, Ken Waiswa. That boy, I mean, they've really done well. They've really done well. They're at home, so home advantage will count. But I'm still looking at Kenya still winning the series.
Okay. Thank you very much for joining us. And Josie, you are our eye.
Yes.
Your brother is our eye in Uganda. Please, as the women qualifiers take place in your second home, please keep us updated. And thanks so much for joining us. Peter, I know you have a very busy day. You usually have a very busy day, but thank you so much for joining us. And Beryl also, thank you very much. And hope to see you as we analyze a number of activities involving Kenyan cricket. Until next time.
Thank you very much, Dan. Have a good night.